guys, welcome back to That's It. So, my husband and I, we went to a consult last Thursday, Brown Fertility, and it's a facility for helping couples to conceive a child that's been struggling to get pregnant for the longest. So, I know that I talked about in my past videos that my husband and I, we've been struggling to get pregnant for the longest. So, before we went to the Brown Fertility, we went to another facility back in 2022, and the facility that we went to is Center of Reproductive Medicine, and they did all kinds of tests of myself and my husband, and tests that they did with me to check my ovaries to see if there's any fibroids, to check our genetics, to check amount of sperm count that my husband have. So we did all that, and then we was going to go see the doctor to for the doctor to go over the results with us. But then there was an issue with our insurance at the time because we had Cigna. Now, before I made this appointment at the Central Reproductive Medicine, I told them, "Do you accept Cigna, or is my plan and network with your facility?" "No problem, ma'am. Yes, we are a network. We verify your benefits and eligibility. Everything is good to go." Sure enough, before I made the follow-up appointment to go over the results for my husband and I got a big fat bill of $2,000. I'm like, what is going on here? This is not what we talked about. This is not what we discussed. I got very angry and upset. So long story short, I canceled the whole thing. The doctor did not even go over the results with us, and this was done in 2022. Fast forward now, 2025, that we went to Brown Fertility to do a consult, and I wanted to make sure that all my ducks in a row. I called my new insurance for my job, United Healthcare, to make sure that the facility takes United Healthcare. I gave them the CPT code, diagnosis code, everything. Then I called the facility to make sure that my insurance is in network with their plan. They verified my benefits. Everything was good to go. So I'm like, okay, great. Before I went away to New York to celebrate my birthday, I even said, is everything good? Because I didn't get a phone call back to find out what is my specialist copay for the visit, for the consult. And then they said they would get back to me. So I went on my trip to New York to celebrate my birthday, and they called me saying that unfortunately they have to move my appointment up in the morning because my appointment was originally was 2:45, and they moved it to 11. I'm like, okay, no problem. As soon as I got back from my trip, I didn't get a phone call, anything. So I don't like surprises. I need to know what I'm dealing with. I need to know how much I'm going to pay, what I can bring, if I'm going to bring check, cash, or card. Usually I like to pay cash and have a receipt because I like a paper trail. I don't like using cards that much. But anyway, I called. They told me the specialist was $50. Okay, cool, gravy. As soon as I walked into my appointment last Thursday, the front desk told me, unfortunately, ma'am, we don't accept your insurance. I'm like, come again? You should have seen the look in my face. I was livid. I was pissed. I'm like, see, where's the transparency? Because I called multiple times to verify, to check everything, and this is what's happened. I want to speak to a manager because this is unacceptable. I left early from my job to come to an appointment that I scheduled with you guys. I called you and told you, do you accept my plan? You said yes, the billing department. If there was some type of issue, there should have been a phone call from me saying, unfortunately, Cheryl, we don't take your insurance. You need to go somewhere else. And I would have done that. I would have done that, but they didn't. I was so angry and so pissed. And I'm like, you know what? Since I'm here, I just pay out of pocket, which I did. I paid $150 out of pocket so my husband and I can go to do this consult so they can tell us of the results that the woman didn't go through with us back in 2022. So, sorry, my phone, but it can keep ringing. So then, when the women went, we went to her office. We went to the office. We explained to her, my husband and I have been trying to conceive for the last 5 years. Nothing has been working, and she went over my results with me, and come find out that my fallopian tubes, both of them, are closed. Not one is open and one is closed. Both are closed due because of the fibroids that's blocking it. And when she told me that, I was just in shock. I was devastated. I cried like a baby. And I'm like, how can this happen? Why did this happen? Who dropped the ball? Because, once I was like sexually active, I go to the gynecologist, I get myself checked out, I do an annual pap smear, everything to like diseases check everything. That's how, um, how cautious I am when it comes to my body and everything. And I'm like, did the gynecologist miss the ball? Did they didn't see that my fallopian tubes was closed? Did I had to go see a specialist to figure this out? How long was this closed? All this thoughts was going through my mind when the woman told me this in her office. Did this happen before I met my husband? Did this happen when I was in my 20s, my 30s, my early 40s? All this. And I wish I would have known back in 2022, then I would have took care of this matter right away. I would not even waste any time because my husband and I've been trying for the longest, and I've been urging to become a mom so bad. And it was just very devastating and sad to me that that happened. And all this time, I was blaming my husband. Like my husband was the problem. I was telling my friends, I was telling my family that it's my husband's fault why I can't get pregnant because he has a low sperm count. And sure enough, jokes on me, you guys. I'm the problem. I'm the reason why we can't get pregnant. And I felt so horrible for telling my family and my friends that my husband was the issue, that that I can't get pregnant, that he knew about this and he didn't tell me. He told me after the fact that we got married. And I was just so wrong. And it was so wrong of me to do that to him, to put him on blast like that in front of my family and friends. Not in front of him, but talk behind his back. And I had no right doing that. I had no business doing that. I should have kept that personal thing to myself. And I apologized to my husband the next day that I am so sorry for saying that and for doing that. And do you find it in your heart to forgive me? And he was a little bit upset and annoyed because he knew in the back of his mind that I did blame him, in which I did, but I was wrong. I was wrong. I had no right to, blame my husband when it was actually the both of us that were having issues conceiving a child. And when the woman told me this in the office, she said there was a procedure that there's two options that they can cut me open to remove the fibroids, or they can do a non-invasive, some type of electrode to remove it. She said that the fibroids is not that big according to the results, but I have to get retested. I just hope and pray that it has not grown since the time that I did the test in 2022, and then we currently in 2025. So I just hope and pray that it still stays the same and it has not got bigger, that they can do the non-invasive procedure because I do not want to be cut up open. I want it to be like non-invasive. So hopefully it will come to that. And I was just like, man, like I can't catch a break. I'm like, why this is happening to me? And don't get me wrong, I'm not playing victim here, but I just feel like this doesn't happen to me. You know what I mean? Like I hear stories of women having a hard time to conceive a child, having issues, having complications. But I never thought in a million years that this would be me. Like this would be my life and my situation, you know? And it was just very devastating to hear that and to comprehend it and then to receive it. And I didn't want to receive it. I was like in denial. I cried like a baby. I was a little bit of depressed for a while when I got the news, and it was just it's just heartbreaking because I want to become a mom so bad, you guys. You have no idea, so bad that it hurts inside that this whole time I couldn't get pregnant. Luckily, I could do this procedure. I have to do blood work. My husband, I have to do blood work. We have to get retested again. But there was a time when I got the news, and then through the weekend, that maybe God is giving me a sign. Maybe this is not meant for me to get pregnant naturally. Maybe, I can just foster or adopt because there's many children out there in the world that needs a loving home, and my husband and I can provide that for a child. Maybe it's just not meant for me to get pregnant naturally. And I was just like so down and out. I'm like, man, I can't catch a break. When it rains it pours. And then I'm like thinking to myself, Not, and I just want to be very clear, I was not blaming God at all whatsoever. I was just asking God why this situation happened to me, particular to me and my husband and I. Why us? Why this had to happen to us? And I'm still waiting for that answer. I will never ever blame God for this, because I know that my God loves me so much that he would never do anything to hurt me or to do something like this, because he knows that I've been earning to become a mother and to get pregnant. So I don't blame God whatsoever. I just want to be perfectly clear of that. But with that being said, I wanted to give up. I lost hope. I'm like, I said to myself, maybe this is my story. Maybe this is my story. Maybe this is what I need to accept and then just move on. And then I started, reading scriptures and praying and fasting. And on top of that, I was sick. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not a quitter. I'm not a fighter. And this is not going to be my story. This is not going to be the end. I will fight tooth and nail for me to become pregnant. Whatever I have to do, I will become pregnant. And this is not my story. This will be a testimony for me to share to other women, not to give up, not to feel discouraged, because I did feel discouraged at one point. I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. I wanted to accept my fate. And I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this. There is a chance for me to become pregnant. If God blessed me with one child, I'm okay with that. That would be my miracle baby. Even though I told the Lord I want twins, but whatever the Lord blessed me with, I'm happy with it. I'm content with, because that would be my miracle child from God, giving me that gift for me. And I'm like, this is not my story. I will not let this be my story. I will fight into the bitter end. Not even Satan can bring me down and make me quit, because I am not a fighter. Excuse me, I'm not a quitter. I am a fighter. I am a fighter, and I will become a mom. And I will share this testimony. You remember this. You remember this video that I'm going to post. And then I get to look back and show this to my child, like, I didn't give up. I didn't give up on you, because God did not give up on me. If he can do it for Hannah and Sarah, excuse me, who's 99 years old, and he got them pregnant, he can do it for me. Now, let's be clear here. I don't want to be 99 years old getting pregnant, okay? I know God can do all things, because all things are possible through him, but I don't want to be 99. I want to be active and chasing my kid around in the park and not have a broken hip or a leg doing that. With that said, I want to be healthy. I want to carry a child full term without any complications. Obviously, in the medical world, and my age, I'm considered high risk, because I just turned 45 this year. So, but I know with all things are possible with God, that when I do become pregnant, when I do this non-invasive procedure and it will open my fallopian tubes. It will get rid of the fibroids, that I can get pregnant, that my husband and I can do the IUI. And what an IUI is, they're going to extract his sperm and inseminate it in me, and hopefully that I can get pregnant that way, opposed to doing IVF. So I'm just hoping and praying is, please keep your thoughts and prayers for my husband and I. And and then if you're going through this situation, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Don't listen to that noise and that thought in your head, because that's what I did. That I blame myself, that this was my fault. If I would have could have done something differently, if I would have just been more thorough with the gynecologist to check everything. And at this point, I can't go back. I can't go backwards. What I can do now is move forward with the information that I have, and not feel sorry for myself, and just keep running the race. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to keep running the race. I'm going to keep fighting for this, and I'm going to do a journey of my fertility with my husband and I, which I'm going to share with you guys. And I didn't even want to do this, because anyone that knows me, I'm very private. I don't like to share certain things, but I just wanted to let other women know that you're not alone in this. That it's good to talk about it with with your family members and people that loves you and support you. I told my sister about this. I haven't told my parents yet. I told my best friend, And then we have this group called, it's an app called Marco and Polo, bunch of brothers and sisters that gives, Bible verses and pray. And I was not willing to share this situation, this news that I just received, because I was still processing myself. And then my best friend told me, you should just, let people know so they can pray over you. And to be honest, I was very hesitant. I did not want to do it. And I decided to do it last week, that same day, that Thursday, after I came back from work. And I told them I was very vulnerable. Um, and I told them, and I just feel like I didn't get the response that I wanted to get. Like everyone said, well, I'm sorry, um, thank you for sharing, but no one didn't pray over me while when I told them what happened to me. And I just felt like let down, because that was something so personal and so vulnerable for me. And it's hard for me to open up, especially something so personal like this, that I just feel like my brothers and sisters did not pray for me. So what I did, I deleted it. I deleted the conversation, because I feel like it was just not worth it. And I didn't feel like I got the feedback, or the what you call it, the the response that I was hoping to get, meaning for them to pray over me. I didn't get that at all. So I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to be that vulnerable in that setting, in that group. And I'm just going to tell close people, close family and friends of mine, um, about my situation, and they can pray for me, and not the brothers and sisters of Marco and Polo. So I stopped feeling sorry for myself. Like I said, I'm not a quitter. I'm a fighter, and I always fought for things that I want, the things that I believe in. And this is not going to bring me down. This is not going to stop me for for me becoming a mother, because I would do whatever it takes for me to become a mother, whatever it takes. Not even the devil himself will stop me. Trust and believe that, you guys. And I just want you to know that. Trust and believe in yourself. Make sure that your partner is supporting you. My husband is supporting me, and we in this together. We're not alone. Make sure you share this with your friends and family that you're close with, so they can pray over you and just be there and support you, and not feel discouraged. And also, you don't want to be stressed. I don't want to be stressed and 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 have all that negativity and stress on my body, because it can take a toll. It can take a toll on my body, and my mindset, and my mental, physical, and everything. So I'm learning to do that, and just doing yoga and breathing, and then just taking one day at a time, and trusting my Lord and Savior that He will help me get through. He will help us, excuse me, to get through this, and help us get pregnant. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching That's It with Cheryl. If you really like this video, please comment, like, and share. If you're going through this situation, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Take care.